Run.
It's been quite a while, a whole 7 years, since we last had an alien movie grace our screens. And guess what? We got something that was actually worth the wait. The new trailer for the latest installment seems to be taking us back in time a bit, with those classic spaceship vibes and those nail-bitingly tight and close scenes. It's like a nostalgic trip, you know? Even though the teaser for Alien Romulus is just a short 60 seconds, it manages to hit the nail on the head about what didn't quite work with Ridley Scott's Prometheus. We'll discuss about that more later in the video. First, let me tell you about the movie. Now, the new Alien flick is set to be helmed by Fede Alvarez, the mastermind behind Don't Breathe and the Evil Dead redo. Originally, it was slated for Hulu, but surprise, surprise, it's hitting theaters in August 2024, courtesy of Ridley Scott himself. After Fede Alvarez wrapped up the intense thriller Don't Breathe back in 2016, he had a chat with the folks over at Scott Free, Ridley Scott's production company. This was right before they dove into making Alien Covenant in 2017. Alvarez, being a huge fan of the Alien franchise, couldn't resist sharing some of his own ideas for what he'd love to see in an Alien flick. Fast forward to 2021, Ridley Scott suddenly remembers Alvarez's pitch and gives him a buzz, asking if he's still game for writing and directing, and Alvarez was more than ready to jump on board. Now, the specifics of Alvarez's vision are being kept under wraps, but rumor has it that it's going to be a fresh take, not tied to the previous movies. Sources say Alvarez's passion for the franchise shone through when he casually pitched his ideas to Scott years ago, and that idea stayed with Scott until he decided to give Alvarez the green light. And you bet Alvarez didn't need to be asked twice, he's all in. According to division president Steve Asbell, 20th Century Studios jumped on board with the project purely based on the strength of Fede's pitch. He mentioned it was just a really good story with a bunch of characters you haven't seen before. Asbell recently discussed the future of 20th Century Studios, highlighting that by choosing Hulu as the platform, they could avoid the pressure to tone down any potential edginess to fit theatrical considerations. It's not a film that has to be all things to all people with those gargantuan budgets. They get to be authentically what they are, and this is closer to its genre roots. So it seems like they're really embracing the essence of the genre without being constrained by blockbuster expectations. As for the casting buzz for Alien Romulus has been heating up. Cailee Spaeny was reportedly in talks for the lead role, and she even teased fans with a piece of H.R. Geiger artwork on her Instagram. Then, in March 2023, the talented Isabella Merced was confirmed to join the cast. But wait, there's more. Joining the stellar lineup are Cailee Spaeny herself, along with David Jonsson, Archie Renault, Spike Fearn, and Eileen Wu. Now here's the exciting part. Phoebe Waller-Bridge's involvement is still up in the air, especially regarding her potential role as one of the movie's android characters. And get this! David Jonsson is stepping into the shoes of Andy, the synthetic brother to Cailee Spaeny's character Rain. So, here's the scoop on the storyline for Alien Romulus. It's set in the gap between the events of Alien and Aliens. According to a synopsis revealed by Variety in March 2023, we're in for a wild ride. The film follows a group of young folks on a distant planet who find themselves face to face with the most horrifying creature in the universe. Yes, you guessed it, Xenomorphs. But hold on to your seats because there's more. Brace yourselves for some spoilers. It turns out the black goo from Prometheus and Alien Covenant is making a comeback. An android from Hyperdyne Systems manages to uncover and analyze the genetic makeup of this goo, which they dub the Prometheus strain. Scientists on the Romulus research station have been tinkering with it, hoping to use it as a cure-all for diseases. And get this, there's an android named Rook, designed to resemble and sound like the late Sir Ian Holm, but with some serious AI enhancements. Oh, and let's not forget about the new weapon in town, a sleek, white firearm reminiscent of the iconic pulse rifle. It's got that same badass vibe with a few modern tweaks. But wait, there's a twist. Weyland-Yutani managed to salvage the Xenomorph that was ejected from the Narcissus in the first Alien movie. They shipped it off to the Romulus station, where scientists got busy reverse engineering its DNA and extracting the black goo. This led to a whole new round of experiments, including the creation of their own facehuggers and xenomorphs. The sequel to Alien kicked off filming in Budapest on March 9th, wrapping up on July 3, 2023. Some scenes were shot at Origo Studios, a hub for notable sci-fi productions like the Blade Runner 2049, Dune, and The Martian. When it comes to bringing those iconic aliens to life, Legacy Effects and Studio Gillis, led by Alec Gillis, were on the case. Alvarez made sure to emphasize the use of physical sets, with spaceships and miniatures meticulously crafted. CGI was sparingly used to enhance rather than dominate the effects. Excitingly, both Ridley Scott and James Cameron gave their seal of approval after seeing Alien Romulus. Alvarez received valuable feedback from these legends, each offering unique insights into the filmmaking process. Now, let's talk about trailers. The 60-second teaser for Alien Romulus seemed to address the shortcomings of Prometheus head-on. While we can't predict everything about the film, the teaser hinted at a return to the franchise's roots, showcasing what made the early films great while learning from past mistakes. While the teaser doesn't spill too much about the plot, the glimpses we get, bloody sleeping pods, facehuggers on the prowl, are straight out of the nightmares that made Alien so iconic. It's clear that Alien Romulus is less about philosophical ponderings and more about ramping up the sense of impending doom that kept audiences on the edge of their seats back in 1979. Alien Romulus seems to be channeling the same horror vibe that made the original Alien such a standout success. The trailer for the film gives us a glimpse of this, showing a group of ordinary workers trapped in the central spacecraft with a terrifying species they know little about. The shots of the empty spaceship corridors only add to the sense of dread, echoing the ominous and claustrophobic atmosphere that made the first film so spine-tingling. With its focus on character vulnerability and survival, Alien Romulus looks set to recapture the horror magic of the original Alien. The decision for Alien Romulus to diverge from the path taken by Prometheus is being seen as a positive move by many. While some argue that Prometheus was misunderstood and possibly a hidden gem, others found it lacking due to its forgettable characters and narrative issues. By returning to the core elements that made the franchise beloved in the first place, Alien Romulus appears to be aligning itself more closely with what fans loved about the series. While Prometheus aimed for grandiosity in its vision, it arguably sacrificed coherent storytelling in the process. This approach didn't quite resonate with audiences craving the edge-of-the-seat horror that defines the Alien franchise. Alien Romulus seems to have taken note of this, opting for a return to the visceral, heart-pounding terror that made the original film a classic. While it remains to be seen whether Alien Romulus will reach the heights of its predecessors, its departure from the path of Prometheus is already a promising sign for many fans.